Hello everyone, welcome to Virtueville, the site that gives you the tips and tools you need to effectively teach character. I'm your host, MCMILLAN, and today we're talking We Choose Virtues. Would you mind giving us 3 tips on how you get started? On today's episode, we're talking caterpillars and butterflies. Once again, we're joined by author and creator of We Choose Virtues, MCMILLAN. Thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you.
I'm joined today by author and creator of We Choose Virtues, MCMILLAN. Heather, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So when it comes to We Choose Virtues, what is the number one question that you're asked?
I'm asked so often, how do I get started?
Okay, well, would you mind giving us 3 tips on how you get started?
I wouldn't mind at all. I think the most important tip is actually the most simple thing you'd ever think of. And that is, when you get it in the mail, open it up.
Right, that would make sense. So why is opening it right when you get it in the mail so important?
It's really important because a lot of times we take some of those great tools that we have in our lives and we put them aside for a better time and a better place when things in our life are kind of organized and things aren't stressful. We Choose Virtues isn't one of those tools.
Right.
We Choose Virtues is a tool that every little tiny bit helps, and it's so simple, it's clear, it's easy to do. So getting it out right when you get it and getting started with it is really important.
Right, so with that being said, are you saying it's better to use it a few times a day as opposed to once for a long time every week?
I'm saying using it once every day is key because you'll end up using the language of virtue, which we'll discuss in a moment, over and over and over throughout the day. So it's important that you at least plan on using it one time a day for just a few minutes.
Right, so if you're going to use it even for 5 minutes, do it in that 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
Right, so first tip, get started right away.
Get started right away.
What's the second tip?
The second tip is show virtues to your kids.
Okay.
Children love We Choose Virtues.
Right.
We actually created it for children. So children of all ages, maybe age 3 to 5th grade, the colors are great, the characters are great. I think when children see it, they get inspired, they want their parents to use virtues.
Right.
So if you've got anything in your house that your children are pressuring you to use, you're going to use it.
Right. So showing it to them to get them excited is a way to keep their excitement in using it. Is that what you're saying?
I agree, yes. If you show it to them and they're excited, they will want you to keep using it.
Awesome. So number 1, get started right now.
That's right.
Number 2 is show your kids.
That's right.
What's the third tip?
The third tip is to start memorizing the language of virtue.
Okay. What do you mean by the language of virtue?
We Choose Virtue's unique catchphrases are the one thing about our program that makes it very special. It is that phrase that is the I am phrase that says, this is who I want to be.
Right.
And here's not only a definition, but actually an action statement of how to become diligent, perseverant, obedient, helpful, whatever the case may be. That catchphrase needs to be memorized.
Right.
Once you've memorized it, you take it everywhere you go as a family.
Right.
So memorizing the catchphrase is key.
So from my research into the product, it seems like there's the virtue itself, then there's the catchphrase, and then there's the antonym. Do you want to memorize all 3 of those?
Yes, you're going to memorize all 3 of them. They're all on the front of the parenting cards. They're on the front of the teacher cards. And if you buy any one of our products, those catchphrases, the virtue, catchphrase, and antonyms are going to be a part of that product.
Right. Awesome. So again, let's review. Number 1, get started right now. As soon as you get them, open them and start using them.
That's right.
Number 2, show your kids. You have to show your kids to get them excited.
You really do.
And number 3, memorize the catchphrases. You have to know the language of virtue in order to use virtue.
It's really true.
Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you come back next week on Virtueville.